What is going on, everybody? It's MrAeroHD here, and we are here with the first official real life, not fake, first episode, technically, of Show Me Your Tunes. What is Show Me Your Tunes? It's basically a series I started 2 or 3 weeks ago that I didn't ever really continue, but I still love it and still want to do it. I just never found the time to just sit down and do it. But I found time. But this is where I give you guys a car and some little stipulation. You guys go tune a car, and I'll pick 3 at random to do and review on this little section I do around Nice. Anyways, this is supposed to be live commentated, and it clearly now you guys probably know it's not. I ended up recording the audio with the wrong microphone, so I was recording with my headset mic, which was probably 6 to 8 feet away from me. So basically it sounded like I was talking from another country. So I just figured the best thing I could do is just post commentate it. Anyways, first things first, this is the first build out of the 3. I picked 2 at random and then 1 from a friend of mine. This is by Tuck Love Muffin 69, and this is about a 450 horsepower AE86, which is the car I said make it A class. Other than that, do whatever the hell you want. A class, no positive camber, no raised tires, of course. That should be a given. Anyways, with this car, it's got 450 horsepower, 4AG in it, turbocharged, and I drove this. Ignore what I'm doing in the rain here, because basically the whole time I was doing this video, I was bitching about how it was bad in the rain because I had too much power. In the dry, it was probably my favorite car out of the bunch, as more of a well-rounded vehicle. Again, it's got a whole lot of horsepower for what it weighs, but that means you could basically use it anywhere. You can use it on these long turns, you can use it on the short turns. You got to be kind of careful. For a Forza Horizon, I think 400 horsepower, 350 horsepower is right where you need to be for these builds. For a Hachi, if you're gonna go low weight, like 1,700 pounds, like I think 2 out of the 3 of these builds were. So I mean, this car was really good. My only complaints were guys set it up for stability, and there's basically when you're tuning the alignment in your chassis, you can set it up for stability, but maybe it's a little bit slower and doesn't transition as quickly, or you can set it up to be quickly transitioning and maybe a faster car, but you have a lot of chance of not holding a lot of angle and spinning out. So I feel like this guy's tune is very balanced. It's very good. Chassis wise, it's just a little bit too much to the stability side for me. The motor, the power was the best out of the 3 that I used, but I think it's, especially on the rain, again, I'm trying not to mention the rain, but on the rain it was almost out of control. On the dry, seemed somewhat perfect as an all-rounder. You know, if you're just driving around with your friends, like, hey, let's go do this section, hey, let's go do this section, you'll find that you won't have to switch your car as much if you were driving the other 2. This car, I'm sure, is very capable among any sort of terrain, any sort of track layout, and it was pretty fun. Out of balance, it was my favorite out of the 3. But the next build that we have is a 250 horsepower Hachi using the 4AG by my good friend Ialyrn. I don't know how to pronounce her name. All of the gamer tags will be in the description below if you guys want to go download these tunes yourself and give them a whirl. But her build basically was she was shooting for a missile type, low horsepower, more of a realistic type build with 200. I think it was around 250 horsepower. So this for me went too far in the other direction power wise. Thank you very much, Mr. SLS, but if you can see, like, these 2 long corners here, I couldn't get it to work. I was already at the top of the rev range. I can't clutch kick it. It's not going to do anything. I had to really, really struggle right here, but as soon as you get past here, it was like, okay, no, this all makes sense. You're basically full throttle the whole way around this whole back half, all these tighter corners. This chassis was the best chassis setup out of the 3. Felt the most stable, not the most stable, but had the most balance between stability and quick on their feet. If I were to tune a car, it probably would feel a lot like this. Also noticed actually that this one has a cage in it, and the other one didn't. So it's also very interesting to see how everybody tunes their cars. Definitely had a lot easier time driving this one, but again, it just didn't feel like it had as much power as it could have had. Maybe 300 and 320 area, it would have been great, but coming out of something that has almost double the amount of horsepower that this had, it was just like, it wasn't as fun. You know what I mean? Horizon's not a place where you're just like, yeah, I can drift 175 horsepower. It's like, yeah, cool, but like that's not the point. You know what I mean? In a Forza Motorsport, yeah, sure, that's kind of makes more sense. That you're doing more track-based stuff and like race-based stuff, where you can actually maybe get away with using less horsepower. But I mean, you want a car in this game that'll be good almost everywhere, or at least in this section. This section's what I'm going to be using for all of these builds. If it changes, I will let you guys know. But this is going to be my little test area. But I mean, this wasn't as fun as the other one. Like they can handle way better. Not that the other one handled bad. I just personally prefer the handling to this one. But you know, in comparison, I'd rather something with a little bit too much horsepower than something with a little bit less. Maybe take out, like, make the rear tires smaller. Maybe use stock tires instead of street tires. I don't know what tires or what tire widths were being used on this, but I can only guess. But you know, it's definitely, you could make this build work, but it worked for me as in like from a driving perspective. But I just don't think I would ever use this, just because it's such a niche build, a niche car. It just wouldn't work. Like if you're driving from one end to from one Horizon I don't even know what it's called, Horizon like meetup point, like the Horizon Hub, to the other, it's a lot of long, you know, sweeping corners, and this car just wouldn't excel at those, I don't think. But yeah, so we go from one end of the spectrum to the complete other end of the spectrum with this 2JZ powered 500, almost 600 horsepower. I was just checking the alignment here. I thought it had positive camber, but I was sitting on a slant. But this car has 600 horsepower in street tires. Yeah, I was pretty interested to see how this was gonna go. Basically, you can tell from the first time I kick it sideways. It just, not right here, but as soon as I get out of the, I already did it. I already cut that part out, but it just has so much front grip. I don't know if it's just because of the big engine out front, or with the way the car's set up, or what, but it just has so much front grip, it completely disturbs the balance of the whole car. Right here, from here to the end of this U-turn here, this is where this car was a lot of fun. You can keep it matted, very stable. This car's stability was on point. If anything, it was even more stable than the first build. But it really just, I wasn't my cup of tea. Like, the front end was so grippy. Again, it has, if you look at the weight distribution, the other two cars were between, I think, 52% and 54% front weight distribution. This was 56. So, and it was the heaviest out of the three by 300 pounds. I mean, a car only weighs 1,700 pounds or something. It's definitely something that you notice. So that weight just kind of spoiled the whole experience for me, or at least the front grip. I mean, it just, you can hang it out a little bit more than you used to, but it transitions so slowly. It just spoiled the whole thing for me. I just didn't enjoy this build as much as I did the other two. It was really cool to see a 2JZ in a Hachi that works. And as I said in the live commentary, you guys won't hear that again because it was unfortunately recorded with the wrong microphone. But this is the kind of car I imagine you cruise in. You know, it's very stable. It was really good at these like higher speed corners. It seemed to deal with bumps and stuff fairly well, like these curves and whatnot. But I mean, for this tighter stuff and like more drift section-y stuff, it just didn't cut the mustard for me. If you guys, again, if you want to go give it a whirl yourself, the guy, this was oh god, what was his name? This was I'm sorry, but this was Bruno Hoffman's his tune. I'll put again all the in order what car they build and what order they were in their gamer tags in the description below. But this just was very front balanced to me. I do like the little spoiler though. I haven't even built one of these yet for myself, but It was very front heavy, very just didn't like the balance of the whole setup. The engine again was cool, but it just had a stupid amount of horsepower, and I imagine the rain this thing would just be out of control. Yeah, just not for me. If I had to pick one of these three to use, it would have been the first one by Love Muffin 69, giggity giggity. My preferred build would probably be the power, maybe a bit toned down from the Love Muffin build with the setup from the second build from Ialyrn. I can't pronounce her name to save my life. Anyways, guys, next week, well, next episode, I should say, here's what you guys are going to be doing. I want you guys to build me a rear-wheel drive Nissan Skyline R32 in between 450 and 550 horsepower. No more than sport tires, no positive camber whatsoever. Basic stuff, I shouldn't even have to say that. So no race tires, no positive camber, nothing over 550 horsepower, and of course it has to stay within S1 class or below. So yeah, that is your task for next episode. Please caption or put the titles of your tunes when you save them and post them up online. Please title them SMYT, which is Show Me Your Tunes. And again, we'll have it all live commentated next week. So thank you guys very much for watching. I apologize, but you know, stuff like this happens. And yeah, take care. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I also have a Facebook and a Twitter. For those links, be sure to check out the description box below.